Good morning, guys. It is time for the Fearless Morning Show. I hope everybody is doing great. Good morning. I hope everybody is ready for this Friday. It has been an interesting Friday. Hold on one second. We have our co-host Miss Lynn in. I hope everybody is ready. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm here.
Yes. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. We're so glad you stopped by to join in with us today, where our purpose is simply to help you be fearless in your life and your finances. And we're going to start this morning with our fearless quote of the day. And this is a quote by Tom Brokaw. It's easy to make a buck. It's a lot tougher to make a difference. So as we talk about being fearless in our life and our finances, I want you to just meditate on that for a moment before we go into our session today. So JoJo, I heard you had a little bit of an experience this morning.
Yes.
You want to share that with us?
Yes, this morning. And even though it's 7:18, my day has been jam-packed already. I woke up to a daughter with an emergency this morning. So we were at the lovely emergency room at 5 a.m. this morning. So I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today.
Yes. So, in looking at that, because this is the Fearless Morning Show, one of the things, and this is Freebie Friday,
It's
so make
Freebie
sure
Friday.
get in on the freebie that will be provided today on Freebie Friday. But today, thinking about those emergencies in our life and in our finances, what are some of the things that we need to do to make sure that we're prepared for those emergencies?
Right.
I know yesterday we talked about being fearless and the fact that fear is false evidence appearing real. We're looking at those lies that we were telling ourselves and ultimately making ourselves a priority. So this is one area, right, that we can make ourselves a priority, and that's by preparing for those emergencies. I know JoJo was not expecting to be in the emergency room this morning with little Rosie, right?
No, I was not.
Right? And we have to understand that if it releases so much stress if we're proactive as opposed to being reactive in these types of situations.
Yes.
And I can attest to that very fact. This week, what did we have happen? Our heat went out on the coldest day so far this year. We had to call in the technician when we thought the cost was only going to be $192 because he said he'll come in, he'll repair it. He made the repair and he came back and said, guys, it's not working. You need another unit. Your air conditioner froze over during the summer. Then it thawed out. When it thawed out, it melted. All the water drained down into our furnace and destroyed the board in our furnace. So as a result, we needed an entire new unit, and that was over $8,000 for this one unit in the house. So
Jeez Louise.
So when we think about it, right, being fearless in your finances, you have to prepare or set yourself up for success by preparing for those types of incidents, those types of emergencies. Now, I could have been in a panic, a whirlwind over here.
Right.
Thinking about how are we going to pay these $8,000, right, for this furnace and a unit that has now gone out that we need because it's winter, almost winter here, right?
Yes.
So looking at, how do we take care of that? And one of the things that's been very invaluable, that's been very helpful, is having that emergency fund for those emergencies. And even though we had to bottom out the emergency fund to pay for that heat for a new furnace and for a new AC unit to be put in. We had the furnace, the coil, and the actual AC unit. So any of you guys who've had to have those types of repairs in your home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So having that emergency fund in place helped us to be able to overcome that. So now what do we have to do? We have to work hard to rebuild that, right? To ensure that for the next time, we'll be able to take care of that, and it won't be such a huge, heavy lift on us because we now
Right.
have to do our finances in a different way. And with that said, guys, we're talking about being proactive as opposed to being reactive
Yes.
to different situations in your finances. Oftentimes, we don't take into account the different pieces in regards to our finances and what we need to be focusing on. So just making sure, yesterday we talked about writing down those things that are triggers for you. Today,
Mm-hmm.
now I want you to go back and look at those triggers and then prioritize for yourself what's going to be your opportunity to be proactive in your life, right?
Right.
In your finances. What are those three things? Let's do three for now. Don't
Okay.
jump to 5 or 10. Let's just do three, right?
Yes.
Because I don't
Yes.
want us to start out lying to ourselves saying, I'm going to do all 10 of these things
Right.
today, right?
Yep.
So if we put it into chunks and make it something that we can achieve in small bits and pieces, I think it's better fit for us as far as our life and our finances are concerned. So making sure that as you're preparing for life's situations financially, that we're being proactive, that we're setting up those accounts accordingly. Jojo, anything you want to add as we move forward in talking about being proactive and responding to our emergencies?
So today, as I was sharing with Lynn at the beginning, my emergency this morning was a sick kid. And so I did not plan to be in the emergency room at 5 a.m. I didn't plan to be, up at 4:30. But, let me tie this into our motherly instincts. And even if you're not a mother, you have these instincts, that you get when something is not quite, right. I was up at 4:11 and I was like, something doesn't feel right. I don't know what, and I could not go back to sleep. And at 4:45, Rosie walked through the door crying. I was like, I knew it was something. So for me, the emergency in life is actually you and your surroundings. So oftentimes life is going to give you a warning sign, or because of your womanly intuition or your manly intuition, something is just not quite right, either with a relationship, either in your work, or, even in your finances. We know when we're not doing right or when things are not in the right order. So today, my takeaway that you guys want you to think about is, what is the one thing in your life that it's just not, something is going on and you need to address it and you have not addressed it. So yesterday we talked about those triggers. And like Lynn said, we take those three things. And so if you made your list yesterday, the things that trigger you, let's take three of those today and figure out how you can be proactive with those, especially when it comes to your life or relationships and friendships. One of the hardest things I had problems with was putting in perspective my friendships. Excuse me, was my friendships. Friendships in life are emergencies because you have to have friends that are going to take you to that are going to go with you to where you need to be. And sometimes you cannot take the friends that you have now with you. You're going to have to get new friends. Even at 42, you can
better
have
say
new
that.
friends. So today is Freebie Friday, and it is coming from our own Miss Lynn Dimon. So Lynn, you want to tell them about Freebie Friday and what they are going to get today?
So for Freebie Friday, for those of you who are looking at a different way to look at your finances, I put together this freebie. It's called the Budget Toolkit. It's going to help you face your finances. It also talks about not only pulling all those different pieces together, but looking at how you can set your life up. What are the different accounts that you can put your monies into? How should you set those accounts up to ensure that you are proactive in your life and your
Right.
finances, as opposed to being reactive? What does it take to truly face your finances? And there's an acronym, that acronym FACE, each of those letters stands for something. So you have to text me at 470-236-8282 and respond Freebie Friday so that I can get that budget toolkit out to you. Let me say that again. You text me at 470-236-8282 for your freebie Friday. And that's the budget toolkit that you'll be getting for free so that you can set your finances up in the right way, so that you can be proactive as you move forward, so that you can continue to build wealth. Ultimately, the end goal is for us to move from savers to investors. And that's
Yes.
a huge and key piece of our finances. We can't make it to the status of leaving generational wealth by just being a saver on the monies that we earn from our one job. So how do we now invest those is ultimately
Yes.
where we're going. How do we
Right.
take you to that next level? As women mostly, and some men, let's just be real, investing, it has just not been something that we've done, right?
Right.
Investing in the stock market, there's so much terminology that we're not aware of. There's risk. Oh my gosh, I might lose my money. What am I going to do? I can't lose any money. I need that money. I need to keep my pay. Right? We
Right.
have all these things that run through our heads, run through our minds as we're thinking about this. But what we're going to be talking about throughout the month of November is how do you move from being that saver, let's be proactive, being that saver to becoming that investor and building true
Right. That's right.
generational wealth.
That's right. So and I will tell you guys, even though Lynn's Freebie Friday is her free budget toolkit, I personally have used that budget toolkit. And and I'm the type of person where I have to see it for myself, and I had to take time to set aside to really do it because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to face it, and I think that's the same thing with life and finances, and that's why we focus on that. Sometimes we just don't want to do it. Plain and simple, you're like, I don't want to do this. It's too hard. So that's why me and Lynn are
Because
here
we're
to help
scared
you.
of it.
Because we're scared. But if we
Right?
face it, we can fear it less. So
Yeah.
with this free budget toolkit, I promise you, you will love it. I have used it. I've passed it on to my girls. I have one in college, one in middle school. And we all use it as a tool in this household. So it is great. So you want to text Freebie Friday to 470-236-8282, and I will post that again in our link below. We will be here all month of November with your Fearless Morning Show. We will give you a fearless moment and a fearless quote of the day so you can get your day started. Again, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, you can post them down below, and me and Lynn will be glad to get back with you. Lynn, you want to tell them where they can reach you at today? Because we are so on time today,
Yes,
even with
yes.
our emergencies.
Exactly. As we continue to be proactive, my website address is demonsenterprise.com. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at DemonsSpeak, and of course, Demons Enterprise on Facebook. I'm just asking you again, remember, we're moving from being savers to investors. So how can we continue to be proactive as we continue to build generational wealth for our families?
Please make sure you guys go to that you text that Freebie Friday. Again, the number is 470-236-8282. Just text Freebie Friday there, and you'll get your free budget toolkit from Lynn. I promise it will change your life. And so that's your one action today. Your second action, we talked about your triggers yesterday and what they were. So today we want you to focus on 3 of them and how you're going to be proactive to go around them so that you can fear them less. Okay, so that is all we have for the morning show today. We'll be back on Monday with some more great information. If you need us, you can find us. We'll put the link to everybody's information. Erica is 470-236-8282. I will post it below. Me or Lynn one will post it below. And if you have any questions, you can always find us in Lynn on Demons Enterprise, Lynn.
That is correct, Demons Enterprise.
Yeah,
Thank
and then
so
the Be Fearless Incorporated page as well. So we have information there. All right, guys, have a great Friday. Don't let your emergencies overtake you, and we will see you on Monday. Bye.
Be fearless all day long.
All day long. Bye.